Hello to all my friends out there. So, this is one of my better dinners anyway. This is beef rice Roni, and then I made some homemade onion rings. And I'll put some cheese to make add a little bit more nutrition. If you didn't have any bison, I had bison because I went to the food bank or food pantry. But if you didn't have any bison, you could use onions and cheese. So, you guys, you need to prepare for the lockdown for sure if you live in California, Southern California. So I made four cups of tea. And this is one of my best cheap dinners, lockdown or not. Okay, so I made some homemade onion rings, and notice how scanty I went on the paper towels. Oh my goodness. And then here is my beef rice-a-roni with, I ran out of breading. It always happens, so I just fried up the rest. If you don't have breadcrumbs and everything else, you can just fry your onions in oil with a little flour. Okay, here's my recipe. I had a lot of onions. I stockpiled onions, apples, potatoes, and sweet potatoes, and rice, and apples. So and if you dip these one at a time, they come out a whole lot better. I got to turn my heat off. Speaking of everything that can go wrong, will go wrong, the cord on my phone charger just broke. So I got to run up there and see if I can get another one when I'm done with this. So if you dip these one by one, first in milk, I used evaporated, then in flour, then I had 1 egg and 2 tablespoons milk. Remember the follower Henzo who said stockpile 60 eggs? Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So then you dip your onion ring with milk and flour into the 1 beaten egg and 2 cups milk. And then you dip in breadcrumbs. And I have a lot of bread in my freezer from the food pantry. And then fry in hot oil. And make yourself some homemade onion rings. Now I just happen to love this anyway. So, you know, I won't be suffering any hardship. We never ate that much rice-a-roni. My ex-husband was the one. And then on one of the YouTube channels, I found about the beef-a-roni and onion ring combination. And it is very, very delicious. And I just made half a package. If you only need half a package, just make a half a package. Now let's see what happened. And you know, if there's just, look at this. This is very yummy. Okay, so if you saw my video earlier, what I usually do in this instance is I get a little bowl of rice-a-roni, and then I like tortilla chips. If this was some kind of refried beans, you could put some refried beans with some salsa or sour cream, and you could put tortilla chips. So look at this tasty little concoction. This is good, you guys. And then what I do is I like to eat, and tell you the truth, these are better than any onion rings you can buy, much better. And then, you know, I sit around and, you know, I eat them down. Yummy. So if you don't have much meat, then you can use cheese, olives, tofu, you know, dehydrated. Okay. Then, as you know, to go with my tea, I made some tasty cookies. the first one I made was peanut butter cookies, a half batch, and I put chocolate chips in my peanut butter cookies. I will taste one. If it tastes good, I will tell you. If it tastes terrible, I will tell you. Not bad. Then I bought sugar cookies at Walmart, and I mixed them according to the directions, and I had homemade butter. That really helps. Then I made like a thumbprint cookie, and I had strawberry jam, and I will taste it. This will taste tasty with my tea. Okay, now go through your house now before we get sheltered in place. Get all your half-eaten packages together and see what you have. And then, arrange those so you know exactly what you have, and eat those down first before you start any of your opening any packages. In case this thing goes on, you want to preserve the food that you have so that you can weather the storm. So you want to get your half-eaten packages and eat those. Force yourself right now. Another thing, if someone comes and asks you for food, you go to your half-eaten packages. You know what is your less desirable food, and you give them a little. You don't load them down with a month's worth of food. You give them a little food just to get them by. You do not want to be their food pantry. Okay, and another thing is try to hang on to your money so you can survive and get through this thing with a roof over your head. If things are looking bad right now, like you're not able to work, say to yourself, okay, maybe right now I'm going to go and I'm going to live with someone as a roommate now. Because chances are, if you don't have a job now, if this thing goes on, you're not going to have a job later. And be thinking to yourself, okay, today I was shopping, there is no meat. Say to yourself, okay, if there is no meat, what can I do? Well, you can go to dehydrated tofu, and that is not true that it doesn't expire. It does have a shelf life. Get brown rice and get nuts. Get sheet nuts, what to get you by. And be thinking of all the cheap recipes you have that you kind of like, and, say, okay, I kind of like this meal anyway. And say to yourself, do I have tea so that I won't be sheltering in place with only water to drink? It's not funny, it's bad. And be going around in your mind saying, okay, now tell you the truth. Yeah, I'm going to tell you the truth. This is not good. This means you're not going to have any charge. Fortunately, I save all my old ones. Save all your cords. If anything can go wrong, it will go wrong. And as for the issue of toilet paper, if you can go to Walmart and you can buy 2 rolls of paper towels, or 2 packages of toilet paper, or 2 tissues, and another thing is I wanted to mention to you guys, here is the mask I made. I'm not throwing this thing out. I might have to wipe my ass on it. I am serious. This is like 3 paper towels. And another thing is, be thinking, okay, all I really need to survive is a roof over my head and food and water. Chances are we're going to have access to tap water, but just make sure, it doesn't matter if it's good food. Good luck. Guess what? You can't get any top ramen now. But if you're poor, go to the food banks, go to the food pantries now before you can't get in them. Don't sit in your house and say, well, someone's going to bring the food to me. Those people in the floods, I think it was Louisiana, nobody came to help them. Okay, you guys, please like, comment, and subscribe, and be safe and stay warm. That's very dangerous. Okay, God bless you all.